Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Ray, and today I'm going to show you how to turn this picture from this to this all on Photoshop. So without further ado, let's hop into Photoshop. First of all, I can tell it's kind of hazy. We'll fix that here shortly. Add a little bit more tint to it. I'm going to start with a 25. You can see it already looks kind of purple. I think I'll leave that like that for right now, and then I'll bring up the exposure probably half a stop. So let's do 50. I'm liking that. For the contrast, let's bring it up about 15. The highlights, you do see a lot of highlights in the picture. The street, of course, the lights on the buildings. So I'm gonna bring that all the way down. And if we need to bring it back up, we can. But right now, I'm just gonna leave it all the way down. For shadows, probably a plus 25 wouldn't hurt. Start with that. Bring the whites down, probably minus 30. And for the blacks, let's do minus 20 on this one. So we can already see the huge difference it's already made. For the clarity, I do like to exaggerate sometimes with the clarity. So I'll do this one for 25. The dehaze, right now, let's probably bring it up to about 10. Saturation, it does look a little oversaturated. So I'm gonna bring it down about just minus 10. The next up is the tone curve. I'm gonna bring the highlights down to about right there. And then I'm gonna bring the shadows down a little bit. And then I'm gonna mess with the midtones. So I'm gonna bring the top midtones up just slightly. And the middle up just a tad bit. So there it looks very punchy, contrasty. And I think that's a basic edit. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna manipulate the colors. So let's hop into the hue. And for the yellows, I'm probably gonna bring the yellows down because of the lights down here to more of an orange. So I'm probably minus 15. That really doesn't really do much. So I'm just gonna leave that alone. That doesn't really do much either. Let's see what about the blues. I know there's quite a bit of blues. So if we take it too far to the left, it looks very, very teal. I don't want it too teal. I'm probably gonna do minus 40. Let's probably do minus 45. Let's do like that. I think that looks pretty good. For purples, I like the purple punchiness of it, so I'm going to bring the purples up to about 25. I like that. For magenta, let's see here. That doesn't do anything, so we're going to leave that alone. Now for the saturation, for the reds, let's bring that up about 25. And you can tell here in the building where it really makes a difference. For the oranges, let's see. Ooh, let's get that oranges cranked up to about 20. For the yellows, I really like the yellows, so we'll keep the yellows right where they're at. For the greens, there's not that much of a difference, so I'll leave that alone. Aqua, very, very, very slight difference. Just gonna leave that alone. Now for the blues, there we go. That looks very oversaturated. I'm gonna probably bring the blues down, probably minus 30 or minus. Let's do minus 20 because it does look very, very punchy. Now for the luminance. For the reds, I'm gonna leave the reds where they are. Oranges is probably my most concern, which is like the street lights down there and the building. I'm gonna probably bring this up to about 15. The yellows, let's see here. I'll leave that alone. Let's see here. The greens, probably gonna leave the greens alone. The aqua, leave that alone. The blues, ooh, there we go. Let's see here. For the blues, I'm probably just gonna bring it up just a tad bit, maybe 18. Purples and magentas, I'm gonna leave them alone because I like how it is on the side. I don't want it too exaggerated. So for the split toning, I'm gonna leave this one alone. For the lens correction, I'm gonna leave this one alone. And for the vignetting, I'm probably gonna bring this down to -15, just to add some texture around the edges. From this to that, and that, guys, is how I edited this picture. It's very simple. All it is just adjusting the color, the saturation, the hue, things like that. I hope that was somewhat helpful for you guys. If you guys have any pictures you guys want me to edit, I'll link my email down below. You guys can email me, or you guys can follow me on Instagram and send me a DM. Thank you guys, and have a wonderful day.